welcome to the first Serenity Cafe live webinar. This is supposed to be a question and answer webinar, but I don't know the software well enough to run all of that at one time just yet. And I haven't gotten much of the word out so far, so I'm just practicing. I'm going to take a run through and show you guys a little bit about what the Serenity Cafe is all about. I've been doing a lot of work on it lately. We started building the cafe back in 2002, and it's grown to such a large scale operation that it's pretty overwhelming just for one person to look at what they need and what they want and so forth. So I think it requires a little more interactivity, and with all the technology and the abilities to go online and do live streams and small groups and so forth together, I think we can accomplish a lot as a team. And maybe you're working on a course, or you just have a question about something you read on the website, but I want to do weekly question and answers, and then some webinars to go over specific things and whatever you guys want. So you guys can send me any information or feedback about what you like and what you have questions about, and what you'd like to see more of in the future. So, but I want to show you a little bit about the magnitude of the Serenity Cafe, and it's a little bit ironic because it's the Serenity Cafe, but it's so big it can be overwhelming and kind of daunting if you don't know your way around it. So I just want to give you kind of the quick run through here. So if you'll bear with me while I learn this software, I think we'll be okay. I've been practicing a little bit here. Alright, so if you come to serenitycreationsonline.com, then you'll see the home page. And you can tell you're on the home page because you see that green menu button up there that says home. Whatever button is green is the page that you're on. So we're going to look at that menu and kind of hit on those primary web pages and locations on the website to kind of look at what we have here in a minute. But I want to run through the home page. It's got kind of a brief summary of some of the things we're going to find. The first section here is information about Angie Carter, who's my wife and my partner in practice here. She's a certified substance abuse counselor and a substance abuse professional that does evaluations for the Department of Transportation, and she's been doing this about 25 years now. I have a license and a master's in clinical social work with training in hypnotherapy, EMDR, ego state therapy. I like to use a lot of complementary kinds of approaches so that we can have some flexibility. You can read about some of that there. Next section introduces us to the Serenity Cafe Academy. And I've written 6 books so far in my Thawing the Iceberg series, and in those books there's a lot of information, and they're all based on the iceberg model, which is a video that you'll find on the blog and several other places around the website. But those courses take the reader or the member in a lot of different directions, and we're going to look at those as well. But there's several courses beyond the Thawing the Iceberg series. It covers the books, but it covers a lot of other things that I've learned over the 37 years that I've been doing this, and I put some of my best stuff out there and try to make it available to people because it's a 24/7 thing when we need help. And a lot of times I'm finding, and I think many of you do too, is that there's a stronger need at night when everything's closed down and it gets kind of dark outside, and you know, the whole world kind of slows down, and then we have time to think and take stock, and so a lot of times it's a good time to learn and to find support and so forth. So the Serenity Cafe Academy is a series of courses that we'll look at here shortly too. You can click on the buttons and so forth and go visit those pages, but for now I just want to go through some of these introductions. This one introduces us to one of our newest things, and I mentioned having more interactivity, more availability for people, and more structure to kind of have some guidance on where to start and what to do, and recommendations and that kind of thing. So I also love doing group therapy and facilitating recovery groups and coaching groups, and I think the power of the group is very important. With all of our new experience on Zoom and various types of online sessions and so forth, I think we're in a position now that we can use the internet with those things in mind, and we can do some groups with people that might not even have access to mental health or emotional health or recovery oriented services. So we want to fill in some gaps. Now, as I go forward, I want to keep mentioning over several times, just to make it very clear, the Serenity Cafe Academy is not created to replace professional help. It's created to support and complement professional help. A person may be in outpatient counseling or have been in outpatient counseling or inpatient treatment, and they need some extra support, some extra structure to help them keep going and keep growing, as I say. So the coaching sessions can be individual, they can be group, they can be in person, they can be online, and we've got a lot of services available for that. If you'll see here, the individual psychotherapy, clinical hypnotherapy, eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing. That's the long name for EMDR, which I'm sure many of you have heard of by now. Internal family systems therapy is kind of an outgrowth of some of the other classic therapies like ego state therapy and Gestalt therapy, and one thing just leads to another, and a lot of these different approaches kind of come together in different ways to provide a kind of a very flexible platform for finding what works for each individual and individualizing their coaching or their counseling experience. Again, the small groups online, couples and family sessions, and webinars and Q&As like this one. Also, when you click that button right here, it'll take you to my online scheduler. We'll look at that in a little bit, but there's place in there to make arrangements for a 15-minute consultation. So we go ahead and plug that in. If for some reason something else got booked in the meantime, then we might have to reschedule, but usually it's pretty accurate. Okay, and then there's the Oasis at Serenity Cafe Academy, or Serenity Cafe. The Oasis at Serenity Cafe is different than the Academy. The Academy has some of the Oasis audios and videos on it, but it's a more academic kind of workbook and worksheet and video and audio, kind of a curriculum of structure to go through to understand what the issues are and then begin healing them. The Oasis is a little different. Many of you who know me know that I don't think stress is a problem today as much as people say it is. I do believe there is chronic stress, but I don't think stress is the problem. I think inadequate relaxation response is the problem. We need to have a reset to our nervous system after we rise to a challenge, not one challenge after another challenge after another challenge and so forth, without the proper reset to the nervous system. And things are so fast-paced, and there's so many activities and so many things going on, the person don't have the opportunity to stop and take a breath. All we need is a couple of resets a day. So the Oasis is designed with audios and videos and different things to help soothe and reset the nervous system. In fact, I got a whole video called The Window of Tolerance and the Autonomic Ladder that goes into how that inadequate relaxation response is at the root of a lot of problems that we face and a lot of issues. So that's for another day. We'll talk more about that later. But the Oasis is designed as a place to recondition our nervous system and reset the nervous system. And we do things habitually, so this can help us create new healthy habits. I think, again, this is probably why mindfulness and meditation have taken off, is because it's about getting that reset. Okay, so then here's a section that gives you a little easy access to the course bundle. All 6 courses are in that top button there, and then you can go on Amazon. We'll just take a quick look at that. Go on Amazon and you can see all the whole collection there. And then we scroll down a little further. We'll see that there we have this HIPAA compliant online portal. It's a secure client portal. It's got bank level security, and it's a place where you can arrange and reschedule and cancel appointments if you're a client, and then we're working together, and we can share files. I can upload and download. You can upload and download files, and there's a secure messenger in there that we can message back and forth without any fear of losing anonymity. You can fill out your initial paperwork and save session time and some of that too. So that's a great asset we're pretty happy with. And then there's a little section here on the 3 memberships that we've broken the Serenity Cafe down into. There's the Oasis Premium membership, which has all of the Oasis videos and audios, and it also has a free entrance into the audio courses of Serenity Cafe, which are on the Soundwise mobile app. And a lot of people like to use their smartphone. In fact, it's kind of a 50-50 split, maybe a 60-40, that the cell phones get more action than laptops and desktops right now. But either way, a lot of this stuff is built for either for the cell phone, which is what the Oasis is built for, and the audio courses at Serenity Cafe on Soundwise. Those are built for the phone. And the Serenity Cafe Academy is better done on a computer or a laptop and that kind of thing. Even though you can access it easily and do a lot of the things on your phone, and some people are really good at doing that. There's also each one of the Oasis is one of the premium memberships. The Thawing the Iceberg series, or Thawing the Iceberg Premium membership, has all 6 books, all 6 courses. It has the audio courses at Serenity Cafe. It has recovery rooms at Serenity Cafe. That's something we're going to take a look at in a little bit. The rooms are where we can have 24/7, 365 days a year of support and encouragement and information and tools for recovery and again resetting that nervous system and being available for others. And members get updates on anything that's added to any of these things. For the past, present, or future, you get it all once you sign up. And there's 3 different ways to sign up, but all of them lead to a point where it's paid. It's not a recurring thing over and over again. There might be an installment plan. There are 3 different plans. One's is to do the enrollment all at once, and then there's a couple of other budget oriented plans in there. The Serenity Cafe Premium membership combines everything that you see here and everything that will come in the future, excluding the small groups and coaching and counseling services. Those will have to be extra, although there will be some discounts for that as well. We're trying to make this accessible for everyone, and that's what we're going to try and do. So there's some frequently asked questions, and then a place to sign up for our newsletter. But our newsletter is a lot more than a newsletter. Some of you may be familiar with the Substack.com. It's where a lot of authors go to do podcasting and write articles and put up videos and audios and different things. And I've got a Substack that when I post something, whether it's a podcast or an article or whatever, it goes out to each person's inbox, and they can read it right there on the inbox, or they can click on the link and go to the website and read the new article or watch the new video or the new podcast. Okay, and then at the bottom here we have some of the other connections to the Oasis, to the scheduler, to the Academy, and to the Internet of the Mind blog, which we'll look at closer in a moment. So let's going back to the top here. So there's home, and then if we go to the Academy, then this is a kind of a catalog page for everything that's at the Academy. You can get the Thawing the Iceberg Premium Edition here, the Serenity Cafe Premium Edition. You can look at each one of the courses and do them one at a time if you'd like, or they're available individually. Again, these are links that will take you to a place where you can get more information about each of the courses. And I know we want information to make up our mind about things, so these, like this one right here, the Thawing Childhood Abandonment Issues, it takes at least 6 months to work through that one. So a lot of times people want to do these one at a time, and so that's why I got these up here. Individually. The Thawing the Spirit is my newest book that I just released in March of this year, just a few months ago. And it's got the reverse engineering symptoms protocol and the radical reintegration protocol, which are two of my newest. Well, I've been using them about 2 years now, and they're an integration of a lot of the other things that I've learned over the years, and they're very powerful, and they help us get to the root of issues right away. The Thawing Addiction is the course that's really a whole curriculum of courses, because it's really the Serenity Cafe Recovery Center. And it's got everything you need. Well, not yet. I'm still adding to it, but it covers addiction, codependency, family members who have addicts or alcoholics in their life or other addictions, and adult child syndrome for people who grew up in a home with dysfunction or addiction. And I think the term for the adult child syndrome now is more like complex PTSD, which also is something I have certification in the first and second level of trauma therapy, which is not uncommon in those situations. This video is about 30 minutes long. This video covers the core issues that make up the Serenity Cafe, and it gives you a brief summary of a lot of those groups and so forth, or a lot of those videos that we have out there. No one knows what we matrix model is. A chart that helps us. An example of it, but it's about 30 minutes long, and it'll give you a summary of all those core principles and video lessons that provide the foundation for the Academy. And then here are some links back to Amazon.com where you can find each of the books. And when you go there, you'll also see this one has a 5-star rating, which I'm happy with, and the others are about 4.5 or 4.7. So people are responding to it. I hear from people all over the world that the iceberg model and these books have helped them in ways that they've never thought they could be helped. So this is probably the foundation of everything. And again, there's the membership plans and a little brief introduction to the Serenity Cafe Live, which is what we're on right now, because we're doing a live webinar, question and answer, even though I don't have the chat hooked up yet. And maybe people are over at YouTube and chatting away, but I'm not there right now. I'm here learning how to do this. So these links will take you to each of these things, like a little bit more information about webinars and coaching calls, a little more information about small groups online, replays of webinars, like this one will be in a location where you just click this and you can go to that location and see the replays, and then my scheduler, and where you can find the live webinars, and again to sign up for the newsletter to stay informed and to get all the newest announcements and articles and podcasts and so forth. Okay, so that's the Serenity Cafe Academy. Now the Oasis, there's really two versions of the Oasis at Serenity Cafe. There's the premium version, which is one of the memberships that we mentioned, but then there's the always free version that I started with. Because back in 2002, we put a lot of resources up on one page that we called the Serenity Cafe, and that's what it grew out of, just one single page into a lot of different resources. And that's what we want. We wanted resources for our clients in between sessions, and to provide structure and information, and to cover more ground than we could do in an hour or so in an individual session once a week. So like this one right here in the middle, featured lessons in the Thawing the Iceberg Premium Edition. These are some of the backbone of the iceberg. And here's the window of tolerance and the autonomic ladder, which is the newest video that I've got out. And you can see the whole thing right here. It's about 10 minutes long, but it goes through what happens when we have too much stress and not enough of a relaxation reset. It will explain all of that. And I use therapy cards. I don't like paper, I don't like worksheets and so forth, but I do like these cards. And I use them, and I provided a few samples. This is about a 7x5 card, and that's the one side of it, and the autonomic ladder is the same thing, just a different visual, and it's on the back side of it. And the video will explain both of those to you. But you can download that sample and go back to the Oasis right here, or you can order some of the cards if you're, let's say you're a counselor or a coach or something, then you may want to use those cards as well. And there's a little video here in that area to look at, and then what you get is a lot more than just the cards. So if you want to use them in your own practice, there's that. And I'll go back to the Oasis. Okay. I went back a step too far. All right. So there we are, back at the Oasis. There's the free ones. There's several guided imagery, audios and videos, and several self-hypnosis, meditation music, like at the beach and nature, understanding parts of self and ego states, and then brainwave entrainment. And I'd like to go into detail on each one of those right now, but it would take way too much time. So I'm going to save that for some other webinars. In fact, I've got another one coming up Thursday at noon if you want to see where that is, or you want to come to another one. And then I'm going to try and do them Mondays at 5 and Thursdays at noon if that works. I may change that if people give me an idea that they have difficulty making those times. So we'll be flexible about that. This on the Oasis, these are the audio courses I mentioned that are on the SoundWise mobile app, and this video here has a screenshot of a cell phone with using that. So I'm going to just kind of let you take a peek in it. That's the SoundWise mobile app right here. And these are some of the courses on there, some of the resources on there. You can make playlists, and you can have certain sessions loop and all of that. So that's available, and you can actually buy any one of these individual courses on your own as well. This takes you to the catalog there, or you can go down here and get the bundles of binaural beats, or the bundle of the Thawing the Iceberg series, or other programs. But you can get them individually too to try out and see how it fits you. And all you need to do is download the SoundWise mobile app, open it up, make an account, and then go ahead and get one of these or all of these, and they'll show up on your account. And again, there's more on the Serenity Cafe Live, and the memberships, and the links to Amazon. They're trying to make this where we can get around easily and not get lost too often. So it might seem kind of redundant at some points, but I think it kind of, if you stay within this menu, you're going to go to all the basic hubs. Now this one right here, the Live button, this one takes you to Serenity Cafe Live, where you can click this and go to the page where we're doing the live webinar. I don't want to do that right now because it's showing up there and all that. But there's this other page that takes you to where the small groups are. I can go ahead and click on that, and we'll take a look at it real quick. Small groups online talks about the registration being open now, and you click any of these buttons or links here, and it'll take you to the scheduler where you can see a little bit more about them. And this one tells you everything that's in the group, like 75-minute coaching groups weekly, The group cycles once per quarter, and you can attend as many cycles as you want, but the commitment is for 1 8-week cycle at a time. And then there's the recovery rooms that I'm going to show you here in a moment. And then there's all the groups that are facilitated by myself, and sometimes with an LCSW candidate, because I supervise people for licensure in Missouri. And the 60 to 70 minute webinar, or the replay if you can't make it. Family members are welcome to come to those as well. It includes lifetime Serenity Cafe membership, includes a premium Oasis membership, and includes full access to the audio courses, and includes the digital versions of all the handouts, workbooks, therapy cards, and so forth. Plus, there's an optional free consultation that I will do with anyone's individual therapist if you're working with a therapist, so that I can give them access to a lot of what you're working on and cover any questions they may have. Okay, so that's the groups. Then there's this little form that I have. I'm just trying to get a reading from people on what services need to be available, whether they be addiction recovery groups once a week or 3 times a week, or certain kinds of addiction, gambling, disordered eating, sex and porn, drugs and alcohol. We do all of those, all those counseling services. And it's just a questionnaire, and if you can give as much comments and take some time and fill this out, and then just click submit, it'll come right to my inbox, and I'll have some data to go on as we go forward into the future. Okay, so going further down, here's the link that you'll find on a couple of pages here to the recovery rooms at Serenity Cafe. This is the recovering community that I'm wanting. I have a vision for, and it's kind of like a hub where you can find out about a lot of the other things we've already covered, and you just click that link or the image or whatever, and you can go to the recovery rooms. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So here it is, and the home page is where we have all the categories, like cafe news and announcements, my podcasts. You can find those here, and the articles that are on the Internet of the Mind. So like you can hear one of the podcasts that I do over on Substack. That meant to me that I had to find a way to blend science and spirituality. Yeah, that's my favorite topic, science and spirituality and how they come together. And we're learning more and more about that. So there's that. And you can always make your way back. And when I put a new article out, that comes in here as well. And you can just click on it. It will take you to that article. And then you press this button up in the corner. That's the home page for the Internet of the Mind. Okay. So then we have a calendar that also covers like this webinar and future webinars, and it'll take you, if you click those, it'll take you here where you can go sign up for one. And that would be to this place here where we started a little while ago. You'd click that button to see what's going on. I'm kind of curious. Oh, there we are. All right. So again, yeah, there's the live webinar, there's the small groups, and there's the replays, how to connect with the replays. These are the 3 online group therapies, or coaching groups, if you will. This one is for chemical dependency, the Serenity Cafe Chemical Dependency Small Group. This one is for codependents, or codependents, spouses and partners, or family members who have a son or daughter or a relative or a husband or a wife who's affected by addiction, because then the family member becomes affected. And normal family problem solving does not work. We need to be with other people who know how to navigate a family with an addiction alive in it. So this is, you can qualify maybe for both the codependent and the family member group, or you can just maybe stick with one or the other depending on what you feel is right for you. And then there's the adult children and inner child small group for those working on childhood abandonment issues, which is is at the foundation of the iceberg model. And again, these are 8-week courses, and we're going to try and do one of each every quarter. So we have 12 weeks to cover 8 weeks of content. This is the calendar of events. You'll find it on the Serenity Cafe Live webpage. When you go up to the top here, and you click on the Live button, it'll take you to this page, and then you can find out, what other events are scheduled. You can book them and find out. And I don't plan to bill if there's any paid webinars, those won't show up here. They'll be available to group members or clients or premium members, and they'll be on another website. So you'll be able to. I'm trying to give as many of them as I can, just doing all of them for free, just to help people know and understand how to get around and help them work on whatever courses or books they're reading or courses they have, and so forth. Okay, what kind of time? Yeah, we're doing okay. All right, so again, here's the premium memberships. That'll take you to where you can sign up for those. This one is the audio courses. If you don't sign up for any of the premium memberships, you can still sign up for the audio courses at Serenity Cafe on SoundWise. And there's, again, is the HIPAA compliant secure portal. And this link will take you back to those free Serenity Cafe Oasis at Serenity Cafe. So take a look at that again, and you'll be right at the free section. And those resources are some of the better ones to help you reset that nervous system. So spend some time there and tell me what you think. Again, this is the link to the recovery rooms. These pages will have a button down here that'll take you quickly back to the top. So we've covered the home page, the academy page, the Oasis, the live, and we've looked at the rooms, just touched on that. And it would be great if you could sign up and start posting and participating. You just come here, and I'm already logged in. But if I log out, you'll see what it looks like then. So here's where the sign up button is, up there in the right corner. And when you sign up, you can just choose a screen name. You can put your actual name in another section on your profile, but you can click a box to make it private. And we communicate with each other. Let me sign back in here if we want. Not only through the posts that we make, but also through this messenger. And so, yeah, there's Serenity Cafe Academy, Oasis, Serenity Cafe Live, webinar replays, all the books, Thawing Adult Child Syndrome, Childhood Abandonment Issues. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I don't know where my mute button is right now. I'm still learning. Okay, so if you'll notice here, the ACA recovery room is part of the Thawing Childhood Abandonment page. But you'll need a password to check into that group, and you only get that when you become a member of the adult child and inner child small group. And if you've been through one 8-week cycle, then you can have access to that forever and participate in it. And but you need to be part of the group there. And then there's a codependence recovery room, and there's a chemical dependency recovery room, and a sex and porn recovery room, and the family members recovery room. So those are available 24/7, 365 days a year, and we hope to build the membership to a place where we can support each other and share our experience and our hope for the future. All right, so let me go back to the home page here. See if yeah, we've left a little bit out here. So up here you see the make an appointment at the top menu there, that small menu above this other group. By the way, the articles take you to the Substack, let me just show you that again real quick, where you can find a lot of different articles here and a lot of links right here to back to some of those places we just covered. So there's that, and that's what the articles button is. But there's some blog on my website, and it's got all these different links on there. These are the top 100 links right here. So like the iceberg series, and the iceberg model is up there, and you can take a look at that. And you can find relationships, therapy tools, addiction groups, iceberg model, and the subconscious mind, which is fascinating as well. And that works on mobile as well. There's a contact us button up here if you want to send us an email. Sitemap that gives you, well, just take a quick look at that. Gives you a listing of all the pages and resources. Let me close that out. That's like all of the, there's Angie's section on some articles that she wrote, codependent section, ego states, human development, hypnosis library, Serenity Cafe, and so forth. And then privacy policy, and then again, here's the link to the client portal when you become a member or a client. I'm not going to log into that because it's my admin panel, and it doesn't, it's private, so I don't want to put that on the video. Then there's this open scheduler where you can go on and take a look at the services that are available and the small groups that are available right here. And down here you can click on this for setting up a free consultation. Well, they're about 15 minutes long. And you can find out more over here. This has a link to Serenity Cafe Live, to the groups, to the Academy, to the Oasis, to the Rooms, to the premium memberships, the Internet of the Mind newsletter and articles, and the audio courses and secure client portal. And then even to the books on the thawing the iceberg. It tells you a little bit about the approaches that I use and that kind of thing. And then there's some frequently asked questions here as well. Pretty much identical to those that are on the home page. And so that's the scheduler. And you can get to the scheduler by going to, well, let me get back there. Going back to the home page, and it's right up here on top, or if you scroll all the way down on the bottom menu, you can do get on the appointment scheduler there, or you can access some of the other resources down here as well. Okay, so this is where I would start to take questions and answers, but since I don't have, I can check in on YouTube and see if there's anything going on over there. So let me go to YouTube, and I have to click that right here, and that'll take me there. So we don't have a lot of activity right now because I didn't put any word out. I just put the video up there on the scheduler, and you know, I'm a little more comfortable with it. I know other people will be watching this later on, and I hope it's useful for you. And if you are lurking in the background and watching, if you have any questions about anything we covered or any suggestions or feedback, please don't hesitate to contact me and let me know. And again, I appreciate all of your participation and feedback, and we'll see you next time.